I didn't know that there are so many 800,000 three-room flats in Singapore right now. I must be swaku, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think all these have huge implication to our HCB and property market. And let's watch on and let me give you a comparative with some other benchmarks that I feel is deeply in my heart. Let's go. The title of my talk today is related to the emergence of many 800,000 HDB resale flats. They are three-room flats. And that actually caught me by surprise. Now, some of you, to be frank, are probably aware of this already. But to me, I actually find this a huge surprise. A news article came out and said that more three-room resale flats change hands at 800,000 and higher in this year. And this is a very interesting phenomenon. So it is not just $1 million flats now that are increasing. When the sea level rises, everything rises together with it. Or we're either complaining or celebrating the emergence of many $1 million HDB flats. The number of three-room flats that are sold for 800,000 are also increasing. According to Sin Daily, resale record shows a spike in the number of three-room flats that have changed hands for at least 800,000. So up to today, September 13, a total of 30 such units were sold in 2024. Now, some people say, what's 30 such units compared to all the others? Well, once upon a time, there were only 30 HDB flats sold for $1 million and above. Today, I think we have broke 700 or something like that per month or more. I can't remember what's the last count. So today we are talking about, the emergence of 800,000 three-room flats, and this will gradually grow more and more. Now, this is a tenfold increase, right? Tenfold increase, 1,000% increase from only 3 last year. So this is a clear sign of there is a big HCB resale flat escalation. I don't know whether to congratulate ourselves or to be sad about it, depending which hat I wear, I can be happy or I can be sad. I think so is many of you. What are these three-room flats? They are emerging $800,000, right? Now, do they have gold bars in them? Are they located in some super feng shui location or whatsoever? Let's take a look at the sales record and see where these flats are emerging. Generally speaking, they are in Bukit Merah, Clementi, Kallang Whampoa, Queenstown, and Toa Payoh. And so far, more or less, they're kind of conglomerating around here. I would say Bukit Merah, Kallang, Queenstown, Toa Payoh are closer to the city. Clementi is probably because it's near to NUS. So I think these are so far where they conglomerate. Let's look at the sales record for Bukit Merah. So for Bukit Merah, these are the three-room flats that have exceeded 800,000. And if you to look at it, these are at, Havelock Road, Tiong Bahru, Kim Cheng Road, Boon Tiong Road, whatsoever. The floor area is about 60 to 80-ish square meters. And take note, I think there are some old ones and some new ones. From the lease commencement date, we can tell how old these guys are. Some of them are as old as me in Tiong Bahru, right? 1973, and these are low floor ones. Some of them are 2016, 2013, new ones. So you get a disbursement of old and new, all, increasing beyond 800,000. And that's a big number. In Clementi so far, I think there's only one unit that has broke through 800,000. Take note of the number of stories. It's 28 to 30, very high floor. On that note, some of these are very high floor ones in Bukit Merah as well. These are 30th floor, 19th floor, 30th floor, 30th floor. First thing is they are near the center of the city or at least near NUS. Second is that they are high floors. In Kallang Whampoa area, most of them are new flats, okay? New flats, and they are actually pretty small in size. So these are three-room flats. Look at the stories, right? They are 19 to 24, very high floors unit. And I think this is quite interesting to know what these kind of apartment are. I don't know what is premium apartment, okay? Someone can educate me what is this premium apartment. But from the floor space, they are about three-room flat size. I suppose these are the atas three-room flat. And in Kallang Whampoa area, we further go on and take a look. These are pretty new, 2020, 2020, 2017. And they are all around 68 square meters, which is probably around 700 square feet or so. I imagine 2 bedrooms and 1 living room or so. Generally speaking, you look at them, they're all very high floors. So minimally your flat, if you want to fetch good value, please pick one that is high floor if you can. So congratulations to these 800,000 flat sellers. You've certainly got a good buy. And if to further go on, these are also the other units and also at 800,000. They're not just 800,000, they're 814, 815, 820, 825. So increasingly more and more expensive. All these are pretty new. High floors, very interesting. In Queenstown, we do have one or two near, basically these are at Holland Drive. They are also about 800 or 1,000, same type of unit. Toa Payoh, we have some as well. All pretty new flats, and they're all very, very high floors, all three-room flats. Now, clearly, I'm not a valuer or neither am I a real estate agent, but just eyeballing this kind of data tells me one very important fact, right? It's all location, location, location. This is one. Second is high floor, high floor, high floor. So these are very, very important. Pick a prime location and high floor, and this will bring you pretty good value. Personally, I actually have some height phobia. If I stare out of the house and look at something that's 20, 30 story, my legs will feel like jelly. I suppose if I stay there for long enough, maybe I'll get desensitized to it. But overly high floor actually give me some fright. But I think high floor, when you see from afar, it gives a very nice, majestic view and things like that. So I can understand why high floors give you a very good value. And I think, it is something that we all should take a chapter about. So a lot of people said that, Mr. Loo, you're very Haolian, you always show off your landed property, your semi-D in Malaysia, Austin Heights, I would just say this, if I were to show off, I want to show off something a bit more ostentatious, right? A bit more Haolian, right? What I paid for a landed property in Malaysia, prime location, cannot even afford today a prime three-room HCB flat. Do you realize that? So this is probably a sick way to take a look what $800,000 can get you in Malaysia, right? Let's take a look. The thing I want to say is there is a high inflation in JB right now. What I paid for $1.95 million. That was the transactor price. Of course, there's stamp duties and things like that. But I paid 1.95 for about a 4,000 square feet house. Today, the lease price have gone up quite a lot. This one is about $2.58 million, million ringgit. This one is 2.18. This is in a slightly different location from Austin Heights. It's for Austin Kiara. This is a smaller one. Okay, about 3,000 square feet is 1.65 million, slightly different. And this is a 3,500 square feet is 2.6 million ringgit. This is smaller and it's really 2.6 million ringgit. And this one is 2.6 million ringgit, about 4,003. This one is slightly bigger than mine. This is 2.6 million as well. Bottom line is what costs me to buy a semi-D in prime location, JB, cannot afford a 3-room resale HDB flat. It's pretty xiao lah, right? Yeah. So it's a very unusual phenomena, I would say. Quite unusual phenomena we are facing. Now, I've always said that when you buy a JB house, don't treat it like investment. Just buy for leisure, holiday, retirement, write off the entire investment, bring it down to zero, right? So whatever you paid for it, just write it off because you'll never make money from JB investment, right? Some people wrote to me and just said, Mr. Loo, you're not an expert in JB investment, right? Okay, you can actually make money from it. I didn't believe it. Right now, I think these are unusual times that certainly allow a bit of a gain from a JB property. So right now, the JB property price have increased. Yes, I do recognize that. Okay, and it probably will increase a bit more just as the inflation in JB continue or maybe the whole of Malaysia continue. I think just like Singapore, this rise is also an abnormal time. I don't think the trend will last forever. And the other thing worth taking note is that the ringgit has gone up. In fact, it has gone up from a low when around I bought my property. It has gone up by about 6%. So I was calculating, assuming I look at all the trends right now where the property price is, my property price in Sing dollar term has probably gone up by 30%, surprisingly. I never expect it to go up. But I'm not going to sell, so it's also a KKK asset, right? And besides, I haven't even started staying in this place. But what I'm trying to say is that Singapore HCB flats are rising phenomenally. You are both happy and probably concerned like myself, Let's hope that the BTO flats stay low so that our kids, when they apply for BTO flats, they'll get it cheap and then the next time they sell it very high. I do believe that as the overall prices go up in resale flat, the BTO flats surely will go up because they're all linked to each other. I'm both happy and I'm both concerned. It's because I'm happy because I'm an HCB property owner. I'm also concerned because I'm a father of 3 children and they all need to buy their own flats next time. I guess many of you are in the same situation. I don't know how you are feeling like me. Maybe you let me know how you feel about this phenomena. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in a day or two. Bye-bye.